It looks like Syndra is back on the menu, boys. The buffs that came through on Wednesday, okay? 20 flat mana decrease for the Q. This is huge. You're allowed to spam it way more in lane and harass your opponents out. Syndra has gone from around about the 35th most played mid lane to the 11th and only rising as the patch goes on. These high-elo players like Showmaker, who we're reviewing today, are starting to pick up on this champion and spam it. So just before we see Showmaker dominate the Rift, we got a quick word from our sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by FaceCheck. If you want to start taking ranked seriously, then FaceCheck is for you. There's so many sweet features in this app that's going to help your gameplay out. I'll show you off the first one, guys. It's simply being able to push all of the right summoner spells, the right runes, the right builds to you, whatever champion you picked. Watch this. I'll just pick Cassiopeia. I'll come across to the app. I can just push all. Instantly, guys, I have the best Cassiopeia runes, I have the best summoner spells, and I'll have a nice build path in-game. How easy is that? Once you're in Champion Select, you get this pop-up, guys, and this is perfect. You can scope out who to focus, who to be careful of. If any teammates are off-roll, to be wary of. If you got off-roll jungler or something like that, this is so advantageous to you to scope this out as you get into game. Also, in the top right, look at the stats. You track CS per minute, gold per minute, and your KDA. It's so sick. So that's my spiel, boys. It's a legit app. It helps you out with your game. I'll put a link in the description. Go download it. Give it a go. It's free to use. Enjoy. The matchup we have today, guys, we're into a Yasuo, and not any ordinary Yasuo. This is the world's #1 Yasuo, Pzzang. We did a review on him about a week ago, and I know a lot of you guys saw it. It's been blowing up a little bit. This guy is a freak show on the champion. So we should see some very spicy gameplay in the mid lane here. So Syndra's base Q, guys, it's gone from 60 mana to 40. So 20 flat mana less for every Q. So you can spam the shit out of this ability. If you're landing your Qs, there should be no mid laner that's going to be able to outpoke you. As we move up, level 2, the QE actually goes wide. We're not quite able to do it. Showmaker was one of the first mids to start doing the EQ combo. A lot of mids, a lot of Syndras, like even in pro play, don't really combo correctly. So what you want to do is you E first, and that actually knocks them back, and then you Q. The Q is delayed by the E. Hopefully we see him do the combo, and it's actually a lot longer duration of CC, and it's undodgeable also. Let's see if he looks for it underneath the tower here. Do you see how he E then Qs on the back end? Showmaker is one of the first means to start doing this on Syndra. I myself have almost 2,000 total Syndra games, so I love to see these pro players really master the champions, and Showmaker is probably the best Syndra in the world. You got other mids like Knight is a very good Syndra. Caps is pretty good as well. As the Yasuo moving in here, you got to play around his passive. You can see his passive bar there, stack up. Harassing. The thing is, Showmaker goes corrupting with Bicky delivery for the runes, so no one will out-sustain him on this matchup. He's running the Ignite too. Moves in. Yasuo pops the IG. Showmaker defends. He doesn't blow his flash or his Ignite, and we're going to move into the topside river here. Usually, yeah, it's going to be a skirmish. Lee Sin picks up first blood. The QE is blocked by the Yasuo win wall. On the hunt. Who has top lane priority? Jace can move first. And then Kennen will be able to have the follow-up. Jace coming in. He's looking for the lead. Can he get it? I think Kennen flashes in. Grabs that diner up. And Showmaker, nice. Able to get the double buffs. And you can see there on the hunt, he was able to make it work. He poked that Yasuo down, forced him into that topside scuttle skirmish, and they come out ahead. Picks himself up some Sorks. And flat pen on Syndra early is deadly. It's so important to get that flat pen. All of your Qs, all of your Rs, everything, the flat pen getting applied. Now, while Syndra, guys, is getting played more often, her win rate is pretty bloody low. It's a champion like a Kali, it's a champion like Ryze, where in solo queue, it doesn't really have that high of a win rate. It's more so in pro play, when this champion is mastered, it becomes a problem. So I think in pro play, we'll start seeing more Syndra, but just know in your solo queue games, this champion is probably going to have a below 50% win rate, indefinitely. I don't imagine there's going to be a time in the near future that Syndra has above 50% win rate. It just has too low mobility and too high of a skill ceiling. People think, oh, Syndra, you know, you just QR, it's easy. But it's the depth that goes into it after that. As we try and juke out on the Yasuo. He knows that the Trundle's hovering. Oh, can we get out of here? We got doubles. We have flash still, remember? Lee Sin Q lands. Yeah. Playing it on the outskirts. We got E up now. Probably just hard shove it. And then try and dominate the jungle. Or even the dragon if the Lee Sin wants it. Let's see what he opts for. And hopefully I'm praying that we see, if Syndra starts getting played more, I guarantee you, we'll see some pro players starting to pick up Echo as a counter once again. I love the meta of Syndra Echo. I think it's always pretty... I always just love seeing Echo in high elo and in pro play. The shame is a lot of pros can't really play it as we flash. Get that phase rush. QE lands for the double stun, but I think the Dyna should be able to pick this kill up. Oh, Lee, come on, come on, come on. And we die. Only action in the mid lane. I love it. Come on, Lee. Get it. Nice. Spectator. 1-1 in 5 for Showmaker here. Sin picks up the Yasuo. Coming out of base. What are we going to buy? Is it going to be a tier angle? Oh, yeah. No tier. Going straight damage. We're going for the Lost Chapter. Usually the Luden's Echo for the Syndra. Looking for the flat pen synergy with the Sork shoes. It makes a lot of sense. And I think we'll be able to pick up the mid lane wave. We make it? Nice. And another review I'm trying to do, guys, is Sally, the 2000 LP Cassio. I want to see what he's like with the Cassio buffs too. We've got Showmaker for the Syndra buffs. I'm probably also going to try and get a Silas review in. Just some reviews on the most recently changed champions. And then, of course, the Action review. I woke up this morning and I saw Tyler 1 get a pentakill on Action mid. I was thinking about reviewing it. I'm not sure. I don't think I will. I think I'll wait for maybe Faker or someone to pop it out. As look at this spacing. Poor Yasuo. Now, Yasuo is actually considered somewhat of a counter to Syndra because you can W the win. You can win wall Syndra's ultimate. But any good Syndra knows that you just hold it. You hold your R and you just weave your skill shots. And if you can land the stun, the Yasuo doesn't have time for the W to get out. He doesn't run Merc, so you can just QE. As soon as the stun lands, you R. And you can pretty much get all your balls into him before he's able to block anything. Perfect, perfect spacing. I wonder if we try and go for the kill. We have Ignite. It's probably just not killable, right? Just because the Yasuo holds the win wall, and of course Yasuo knows. Yasuo's flash is up before the Syndra. It might be a spicy 1v1. Come on, give it to us. Oh, Karma hovering though. Pzzang, man, he has got... Oh. Instantly ults off of the Trundle stun. The wind wall comes out, you can see he's trying to play around it here. Trundle moving in. We've got the wave to play with. Do you reckon we're going to move in on the wave? Seems a little bit risky. He's not going to do it. Just going to hover back. Pzzang actually has like a one-trick Yone account in Challenger 2, guys. This guy, Yasuo and Yone. Oh, shit. Q. Flash Q. Oh, the passive. He didn't have flash. Bloody tight. Get the wards out. Hit that reset. We should have enough of the Lost Chapter now. And I do think that the Phaedra setup is optimal for Syndra. But I think that in lower elo, guys, Electrocute or Summon Airy is super underrated. You on Syndra just want to be dominating lane. You just want to be solo killing over and over, getting priority for your jungler to start setting up the Herald, the objectives, and for roams. In high elo, they optimize Phase Rush really well to proc it and then kite away from ganks. But 80 to 90% of lower elo players below like Masters don't actually use the Phase Rush like optimally. They don't know when to proc it, they don't know how to use it. And they're not getting the full value. Where Electrocute, it's like, just bloody throw your spells, it'll proc for you. So, whilst I think Phase Rush in a perfect scenario is the optimal rune, I think maybe, guys, if you're looking to spice up your lane and you're a little bit lower elo, you know, a gold player or something, just pop that Electrocute Ignite. Maybe that Summon Airy if you want to try and auto as much as possible and utilize it. There's nothing wrong with it. We actually missed the EQ combo. Flash up in 1 minute. Dodges the Q. And that's boots completed for the Yasuo, so you'll see him now in lane. Just zoom around, he becomes such a menace. 8 kills to 11, but blue side has an 800 gold lead, mainly off of this Jace. Jace, dude, Diana is so big, what the hell? Blue buff? Please, sir? We didn't get it? What the hell? That's awkward. What a waste of time. But he'd be pissed off that. That'd be so annoying. Back into the mid lane. You reckon, I'm wondering if the enemy is going to try and itemize some magic resist. Syndra, Karma, and Kennen. You get so much value out of it. I wonder if can you go Wit's End on Yasuo, or is that just grief? I really don't know. Stun lands, Jace combo comes through, Showmaker drops the ultimate, the wind wall comes through to block a little bit, and that's a kill over to Pzzang. Bad positioning by Showmaker, had the flash, didn't use it, and gets caught out. This Jace is a menace on the Rift. I should look him up. Line up to be a spicy game. I really want like Mango versus Pzzang, the Fizz one trick. I think that'd be a good matchup. Or even the Kiana, but both of them aren't playing on the Korean server at the moment. They're playing on the Chinese super server grinding. So it'd be nice if they all played on one server to like, it would just make things easy for me. But look, you know, the world doesn't revolve around me. I mean, it could if it wanted to. I'd like that, but it just doesn't, which sucks. Life, I guess, lads, as we head into the side lane. No teleport available, remember, so we have to be pretty careful. If we overcommit, the enemy can group up in the mid lane. I hate Syndra in the side lane. It's always really awkward. I know a lot of you guys like that you really struggle with, because I know I struggle with it, so I assume most people do. Like, if you're playing a mage like Syndra, Oriana or something, and you don't have teleport, and there's it's so hard to sit in the mid lane and group with 5 members because you're just sharing everything. But also, whenever you split and go and get farm, your team just has this urge to engage, and you just lose the game. So it's like, fuck, man. Do I play the correct call, which is picking up these side lane waves, or do I coin flip it, grouping up with your team? And at the end of the day, there's no right call. I can't tell you always side laning is better, always grouping is better. There's no definitive answer. I would say optimally, I would try and prefer to get the experience CS in the side lanes. But sometimes, man, if you're playing like an Oriana, a Syndra, and you get the enemy has low mobility, sometimes grouping just insta wins you the game. So it's really situational, guys. I don't know what to tell you. There's no secret tip and trick for it. It's just situational and subjective to each game. You got to try and work it out yourselves. And usually that comes from a lot of VOD reviews, a lot of games, a lot of experience. A bit of a lull state. Nothing much should happen here. But we're going to look for the pick on Trundle. Trundle on full vision. QE goes wide. Lee Sin Q goes in. They pick up the Trundle. And hopefully that means a couple of plates in the mid lane should drop. Let's see if we can get in. And that was a good... See, that's a good rotation. He doesn't hard shove the bot side. Doesn't overcommit. Just opts for the group. And I have no idea where the Yasuo is. Did he try and follow that? Super careful of that Diana. Diana all in. Hard counter to the Syndra. We're actually a level behind the Diana. This real life. Diana moves in. Kai'Sa follows. We gotta run. Here's the Yasuo. Yasuo has flash, by the way. Not able to get it. Gotta try and defend the mid lane tower. And I saw a clip of Nemesis today talking about how the Korean server is so repetitive. And a lot of people... Oh, that's a good flash. He got knocked up into the Yasuo ult. I don't think it's really repetitive in a bad way. He just means that when you play in Halo Korea, it is pure meta. It's like competitive meta. It's pro players just practicing their champions for their games. You don't have just random like Janna top lane mains or some bullshit like that you get on the NA server, or you don't have like all these weird picks and comps and like Shaco this and that. It's just like, it's very meta strict, and it's just the same games over and over. It's very consistent, which some people don't find fun, but it's probably the best practice environment you can get for pro players. And that is of course why most of the Chinese pros play on the Korean server. They don't play on the Chinese super server because the Chinese super server is a playground for streamers and one tricks. And it's just the messiest thing and the most entertaining thing you'll ever see. You didn't catch my Chinese super server spectate last year at Worlds. It was pretty crazy to say the least. I'm looking forward to doing it again this year. As we pick up the Ludens. What second item choice are you guys thinking of? I'm thinking Hourglass. I'm thinking Hourglass into like Void. As maybe we get the blue buff now. Please, please. We just steal it away. The hell away from us, dude. Nice hovering by the Lee Sin. Almost level 11. That's just been changed around a lot, hey. I miss the days where you could pick up all 3 balls with your W. That was dope. Nowadays, the E transform at max rank, it makes it a lot bigger. The Q, you're getting some extra damage. The W, you're getting true damage. And the R, you're getting extra range, I think it is. Yeah, you get extra range on your R at level 16. So like when you max an ability, you just get extra. That's like Syndra's passive. Moving in. Seems to be a 1-for-1. No flash here. We got to be pretty careful, yeah. It's just too hard to move in. And this is the major problem that Syndra has and why her win rate probably is so low also, is that she is so susceptible to being picked. Her mobility is absolute dog shit. So when you're playing in the meta against things like, you know, the Diana, like things like Carly, anything that jumps on top of you, you have to be a very skilled player positionally to survive. And that's probably why her win rate in low elo is complete trash. Once you get in a high elo, Syndra's win rate slowly starts to climb up, but never too high. As we get the stopwatch, perfect. We're going to try and set up for the dragon fight. Blue trinket. I like it. Trying to hover through the mid lane. Oh my... Dude, what the hell was that numbers? We pick up the kill into the Trundle phase rush. So much damage in this game. My god. Please just get the dragon and get out of there, boys. Gonna be an Infernal Soul too. That's putting a lot of pressure on the enemy team in 5 minutes. Isa looks to be going a wit's end, by the way. An early Void Staff, I'd say, would be great. Hourglass into Void would do wonders for this setup. Just trying to get ahead of the curve. It's really it's really smart. So like if you think, if your team has heavy AP or heavy AD, and you think in your head, oh shit, the enemies, if they build Magic Resist, we're fucked. Dude, start on your Void Staff before they build their Magic Resist, so that you're ahead of the curve. By the time they get Magic Resist, you've already got your Void, you've already got your Penetration, it's no big deal. You don't want to be in a spot where you go Death Cap, or you just don't build any pen, and the enemy stacked up a shit ton of Magic Resist or armor, and then you're just like, fuck, well I'm 2600 gold off a Void Staff now, I gotta wait. It takes so long. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think, like, ahead of the curve with itemization is pretty important, and you gotta be really smart with it as we get the... I love these lagged bloody stuns from the Syndra. We're not allowed to press our R though. We press it here, we do pop the kill, but it's a 1-for-1. Karma on the run. Not worth blowing our... We didn't actually have flash. Not worth blowing our stopwatch. Isa moves in, grabs the kill up for herself. We got a tight game. Blue side with 2.5k gold lead, but red side has banked up an investment in the dragons. Nice. Always love a tight game like this. Jay splitting. I'm also... Action was released today, guys. I'm so excited to play with this champion. I really don't know. Like, people ask me what I think about the champ. I played like 5 games of him on the PBE, and to me, he seemed like he has clear weaknesses that can be exploited in high elo play. I don't know. I really don't know. I'd love to tell you I know exactly what role he's going to be played, how he's going to be built, what's going to happen with him, but I just fucking don't know, man. I'm going to have to wait and see. It's simple as that. I'm going to have to be patient and just see how it gets played out on the patch. Who the hell knows? He could be a top laner. He could be a jungler. We'll see. Yeah, so he gets picked out. We're going to move over to the mid lane now. and try and set up for a Baron. It's only 20 minutes and an Ezreal doesn't do Baron too quick. And do you see how he builds up these Qs? You always want to be queuing. You never want to have a stale moment where you're not getting your balls out. Oh my god, he predicted that. You always want to be building up your Qs, guys. Because the more balls you have out, your R will pick up all the stray balls. So, spamming Qs when you have enough mana not only gets you more maximum damage with your ultimate, but it also gives you zone control. You want to be throwing your Qs out so that if the enemy moves up, you have a Q there for your E. Get those stuns off. Diana's dead, Trundle's alive. Don't imagine they're going to get any type of steal. Dude, they're hovering. Look at Showmaker, he just doesn't want to be in the pit. Yasuo comes through, delayed stun. And the Baron is at 2.4k. Oh no, this is going to come close. 1.9. You want that Baron to reset. Showmaker picks up the kill onto the Trundle. The Nash resets, and the Dyna's up. Dyna and Jace are up. They should probably head home. Goddamn crazy game, man. It's so tight. It's pretty rare to have really tight games in Korean ELO. I feel like they're always just really one-sided. As the Dyna completes the Banshees, and the Kai'Sa completes the Wit's End. So hopefully we see Hourglass, and now we should see Void. Like going Death Cap here just costs so much, and the gold value you get is just not worth it. Completes the Hourglass? What's he thinking? Waiting around here, maybe for an Amp Tome. Ah, beautiful. He gets the Bewitching Jewel. Anyways, it's the component for Void Staff. It gives you some early penetration. For only 1250, it's actually a pretty underrated item. You can just sit on this one if you need. Now it is the soul setup. If red side gets this soul, it's left, right, good night. Enemy team might just go for a Baron rush. I don't think it's worth it. I think contest this and coin flip. You've got the gold lead. Now, this is a textbook mid lane flank. At the Baron, always be looking for this angle, okay? You want to try and get behind him. The problem is, he doesn't have any vision through there, so he's just not going to risk it. He's going to play front to back with his team. Dyna goes in, Yasuo ult comes through. Ooh, are we able to get the Dyna? We're not. Hits the R onto the Jace. Jace will drop to Syndra's Ignite. Showmaker with the clutch, baby. We pick up the Infernal. That was beautiful. Good steal. You can outsmite the Dyna. I don't even think Dyna had the smite. I don't know what she was thinking. Well, Infernal Soul over to red side. You'd have to be happy with that. I'd be happy to get aced and still get the Infernal, you know? The value is just worth too much. And now, the Baron defense. Syndra's dead for 20. Let's see if Lee Sin can get anything done. Kai'Sa has the Kraken, so it's going to be quick. Come on, son. Get it. I believe. Let's go. We pick up the Dyna. We're moving in now, looking for the Trundle. 1Q will kill him. Showmaker. He's going to follow through. Spectator kind of trolls us. We're not going to get a look at the fight. God damn it. Jace picks up the Lee Sin. Yasuo moves in, actually. Look at him on the minimap. Gets his second kill, but 8 deaths. He's only 2 deaths off his power spike. I'd be a little bit nervous. But the Ezreal gets the Frozen Heart. And that is going to be a 4-man wipe. As we get the E max, Q max, then E, then W on Syndra nowadays, guys. A lot of people, like, they think that the W max second is better. You get, like, true damage, you get more damage, but the E utility is too important. You always max E on Syndra second. I think also when you used to be able to pick up several balls with your W, it was better, but yeah. After the change, no way. They're not on it. And the Yasuo, he hasn't, like, Pzzang hasn't been able to get anything done this game. Every time he goes in, I feel like Showmaker's just sitting there waiting with a stun. Hard bloody champ to play. As we'll move through for the mid lane prio. And then hopefully they can set up some vision around the Nash. Lane ward. And they'll probably do this a couple of times over. Usually in high elo, you're always contesting the mid lane wave. You shove the mid lane wave, then you move to the objective, and you just rinse and repeat. If you don't shove that mid lane wave, the enemy will just run through mid and try and bloody end the game. It's super annoying. Then you start up the Baron, they're on the bloody inhib. Your backs get stopped by an Ezreal ult or some bullshit, and it's just a disaster, man. We're on vision, by the way. Does he know he's on vision? Oh, shit. He gets out. He'd have enough of the void stuff now. He doesn't. You don't want to really take a bad base. Ugh. He's not on vision. He should be fine. Does he get... Ooh. Did they start it, guys? We get the void here. They started it. They're on it. You gotta try and run. Did they know the backs? Let's see if Showmaker can clutch it again. No, Dyna gets the Nash. That's gonna stall the game out too. Because you cannot, it's so hard to end without Nash at 26 mins. Flash up in 70 seconds. We just gotta try and, oh, this is beautiful. QE lands. Not as much as I thought. The problem is the Trundle pillar into the Yasuo ult is undodgeable. Come on, nice. Good secure. Got Cannon in the top side splitting the tower, by the way. Nice job, secures that, and we'll move out. This is really risky shoving. Does he go... If he goes one more, he's at huge risk. Just sit in this brush, maybe. Okay? Dude, what the fuck? There's no way Yasuo moves up. It should just be wave clear. Yasuo's got the shield bow into the IE. I don't know how Yasuo is doing these days. I really don't see many Yasuo mains. I don't know about you guys. All the Yasuo mains just fell off. I don't bloody see them in my games. I see more Yone than Yasuo. As we don't have much gold income here. Next item, it should be a death cap, but we're pretty far off, I'd say. QE, come on. W? No. And there's a lot of tips and tricks with Syndra. Another one is when you face the other direction with your W, instead of throwing your W front on, turn behind you and then throw it back on. Because the W starts from behind you, so you'll actually go faster and hit them. Learned that one from Bjergsen. Ages ago in season like 4 or 5 or some bullshit, I'm pretty sure. A lot of tips and tricks with this champ. Mid lane fight. Trying to contest the wave. We have Elder Drake, by the way. Blue side has a 3k advantage. It's going to be close. Let's see if we can get a good angle. We have Flash. We have Ignite. The Yasuo just spawned. You don't want to be clumping up against the Dyna. You need to try and give your carries space as we start it. This is risky as hell. I want to see Showmaker try and get these Qs. Dyna comes through, steals the Elder. I feel like Showmaker probably could have played that better. He should have had Qs out near the dragon. As Dyna went in, he should have been Qing. I don't know about really if you guys reckon that, but I just feel like it would have been a better setup. Isa moves in, stopwatch comes out. We still have Flash. And I don't think they're going to give up. This is going to be a full commit. Stay and fight, lads. Let's do it. Let's have a brawl. Kai'Sa flashes in. She gets the kill onto the Showmaker. Lee picks her up, though. Here comes Jace. The Maw is procced, but it's not going to be enough to save him. Only Yasuo remaining. Hits the ultimate. Oh, no shot. Goes in, tries to get a double, not able to get it. Close though. And he hits his 10 death power spike. Damn, he's really turning it on now. What a fiesta of a game, my god. And these guys, these are the perfect games. If you ever have a long, drawn out, very close game like this, go and review it afterwards. And look at your positioning, look at your team fighting, look at your mistakes, please. You gain so much information from these type of games. Like just, you make, even Showmaker, like we can already point out so many different ways he could have played fights. Where it would have had a different result. Probably positive, but sometimes negative, like just different flanks and different angles. A Syndra that I really like is Knight. His ball setup with stuns is one of the best. I know a lot of you guys probably saw the clip he did in the LPL. He stunned, I think, was it the LPL? He stunned through the Dragon Pit and got like a double stun into the win. Just absolutely next level thinking. I guess problem solving, I guess you'd call it. For how to play these champions in different scenarios. This Dyna is a real big issue. Problem is that Banshees is super hard for Showmaker to get through. The blue side, 4k gold lead. Infernal value is probably closer, probably more than that, honestly. I'd say it's dead even. Scaling, I think scaling goes to red side. I really like Ezreal's setup. I feel like he can just kite it out and win the team fight. Dyna goes in, Showmaker pops the hourglass, still has sums by the way. Just watch how Showmaker plays it on the outskirts. Yasuo pops the hourglass. And it's just too hard for them in a team fight. Picks up the Kai'Sa and you only have Jace remaining. What an easy team fight. Showmaker just baits out the Dyna with the hourglass, how easy. Now imagine this game, guys, if Showmaker didn't have hourglass. He would have lost. So when the enemy has things like the Dyna, like these hard engaged champions like Zac or some bullshit, run the hourglass because it just will save you and save the game more often than not. Showmaker should be able to pick this bad boy up, pops the ultimate. And 33 minutes in, 20-second death time as they'll be able to close it out. Beautiful game, honestly, real sloppy, but that's how League of Legends sometimes is. Hopefully you enjoyed it, guys. Enjoy some Syndra games while it's buffed. And until next time on the next VOD, I'll catch you later, alright? Have a good weekend. Peace.